In 2005, Kai found 1,000 yuan lying beside a factory road in Guangdong. 1,000 yuan notes had been folded together and tied with red string. Inside was a small piece of paper torn from a school notebook. Someone had written 2 Chinese characters on it in blue ink. 3 days. Leo saw the note and stopped walking. "Put it back," he said. Kai laughed. 1,000 yuan was close to half a month's pay at the electronics factory. The road was empty, and he had already untied the string. Leo did not laugh. "The last time I saw money tied like that," he said, "my grandfather lived for 2 more days." Kai and Leo worked the same evening shift. Most nights, they followed the other workers out of the industrial park and ate at one of the food stalls near the main road. That night they had fallen behind. The repair shops were closed, and only one streetlight was still working near the curb where Kai found the money. Kai asked Leo what he meant. Leo looked at the red string for a few seconds before answering. Years earlier, his grandfather had become seriously ill in their village. Most of the family had gathered around his bed, but the old man's 2 youngest sons were working in northeastern China. Even if they left immediately, they would need at least 2 days to reach home. The old man could barely open his eyes, but he kept asking whether they had boarded the train. That evening, Leo's grandmother brought out a pile of small banknotes. She made the family place a slip of paper inside each one. On every slip, she wrote the same words: 2 days. Then she tied each bundle with red thread and divided them among the family. She did not explain much. She only told them to leave the money on different roads and make sure none of it came back into the house. Leo was 17. He carried 4 bundles to a bend near the village entrance and placed them along the roadside. Instead of going home, he hid behind a low brick wall. A cyclist stopped and picked up the first bundle. An older woman took the second. The third remained there for almost an hour before a schoolboy noticed it. Leo said he nearly stepped out from behind the wall. The boy looked around, opened the money, then slipped it into his pocket. Leo stayed where he was. When the last bundle had been taken, he ran home. His grandfather was sitting up in bed. That morning, the old man had been too weak to swallow water. Now he was asking for a drink and complaining that someone had left the window open. He remained alive until both sons arrived 2 days later. They sat beside him and spoke quietly for less than an hour. "That night he died in his sleep. I never asked my grandmother what she thought the money did," Leo said. "After that night, I didn't want to ask." Kai looked down at the note in his hand. "What happened to the people who picked it up?" "I don't know. I never saw any of them again." Kai retied the notes and left them on a table outside a closed food stall. Then he and Leo walked away. Kai returned to work the next morning. Nothing dramatic happened, but whenever a machine broke down, he missed a bus or woke after a bad dream, he found himself thinking about the note. Leo's family had used small bills, divided into many bundles. Someone had left 1,000 yuan notes in one place. A few nights later, Kai and Leo passed the food stall again. The money was gone. Neither of them stopped to look for it. Kai never learned who had left the bundle on that road. He never learned why the paper inside said 3 days, or whether the person who took it next ever opened it. Years later, he still refused to pick up money lying by itself. He could not prove Leo's story meant anything. He only knew that Leo had once hidden behind a wall and watched strangers take money marked 2 days, and his grandfather had remained alive for exactly that long. Subscribe to Mistcurrent stories for more strange mysteries, unexplained encounters, and dark local legends.